So you want to be a guitar YouTuber? Are you sure? Well, I've put together some of the things I've learned in the past year into a multi-part series, and we're going to get it started for you today, right here on GearGasms. Hi kids, welcome to GearGasms. I'm your host, Alan Barnes, and today we're going to be getting into a multi-part series on how to be a guitar YouTuber. Now, I know the first question that's coming to your mind, why in the world are you doing a series on how to be a guitar YouTuber when in fact you have not really been successful over the last year? You have a mere 1,500 subscribers. Shouldn't you wait until you've actually succeeded as a guitar gear YouTuber before you try and extol the lessons that you've learned upon the unwashed masses out there who may be considering doing the same thing? That's a really good question. And the reason I decided to pick now to do this series after only a year on YouTube and not a tremendous amount of success yet is because that first year on YouTube is so critical. You learn so many things. It looks easy from the other side of the camera, but once you start doing it and going down that road, you find out it's extremely difficult. So I've learned some hard lessons, I've learned some expensive lessons, I've learned all kinds of things in the last year doing YouTube, and I thought it might be a good idea to share some of those things with the rest of you out there who maybe are thinking about starting a YouTube channel based on guitar. Maybe you've already got one and it's not going anywhere. I'll share with you some of the things that I've learned along the way. Now, when you first decide to start making a YouTube channel and creating content, you're going to be overwhelmed by the amount of things that you have to learn. You've got to learn about cameras and video recorders. You have to learn video editing software. You have to learn how to mic for a video shoot properly. You have to do all the sound. You're going to have to learn about lighting a set, about framing a shot. There's just a crazy amount of things you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn about making thumbnails, creating titles that grab people, using tags, metadata, where to promote your videos, on and on and on. It boggles the mind. So to keep that from being too overwhelming, we're breaking this video into multiple parts. Now, a lot of people that help coach YouTube creators, the first thing they're going to want to tell you is to set a goal. Now, I think even before that, you should decide what kind of content you're going to make. That is going to be the decision. That's the number one thing you want to decide right up front. That decision is going to inform everything that you do. Now, here's a little bit of a twist. YouTube viewers do not reward diversity of content. You may think, well, you know, I play a little guitar, I know a little bit about gear, I'm kind of into video editing, I'm kind of into working with drum loops, I play little keyboards, I mess around with that. I, like acoustic guitars, and I play bass, and I know a lot about amps, and so I'm just going to say, I want to make a guitar channel, and I want to do all of those things. Let me burst your bubble right off the bat. That's not going to happen, at least not at first. The YouTube algorithm and all those viewers out there reward one thing above all else, especially at the beginning when you're trying to establish an audience, and that is consistency. Now, you may feel that it pigeonholes you into a certain space, and to ever get out of that space, you're going to wonder how you could ever make videos over a period of years, making 1 or 2 videos a week that don't just become enormously repetitive, boring, and stale for you and for the viewers. But I'm here to tell you, you want to pick a niche and you want to stick with it right at the get-go. Now, you may say, I play a little guitar, I want to do a little this and that. I can do all this wheedly stuff. I've got these Van Halen guitars. Maybe I just want to do this. There's already a million guys on YouTube who do that way better than you. You're never going to outplay them. You're never going to outchop them. So you have to decide right off the bat, what is it you're going to want to do? Are you going to want to do gear? Even within gear, what specific kind of gear are you going to do? There are channels that specialize just in pedals. There are channels that specialize just in amp demos, guitars, guitar shootouts. I decided that I was just going to start off choosing gear. I made it easy on myself. The first couple videos I did, I had no idea what to do. So I said, all right, I'll just make a video of my guitar collection. I'll hold up each guitar. I'll say a little blah, blah, blah about each one. It'll be easy to edit together. There'll be no playing in it. That'll get me started. 96, I bought this in the late 90s. I bought it used on eBay. It's an Epiphone Les Paul. I don't know if you can see the color, if it's really picking it up. I'll lean back like Fat Joe. Give you a shot. So when you're getting started like that, you want to try and figure out, well, what's my strength? Is my strength playing? I'm not that great of a player. I'm just kind of okay. I'm sort of kind of goodish. Say you've got a Helix and you are really, really good at making patches and you want to teach people how to chain effects together and make the most killer presets imaginable. You can do that. If you want to try to give lessons, you have to be very, very specific even about that. I'll give you a great example. One of the most successful music channels in any genre is Marty Music. He gives lessons. He mainly gives lessons about entire songs. He doesn't give technique lessons for the most part. He's not going to teach you how to do two-handed tapping. He's not going to teach you how to do sweep picking. He mainly teaches songs. He may be frustrated with that sometimes and think, man, I'd love to put two hands on this old guitar neck and show these kids how to do some amazing 80s style two-handed tapping, but that's kind of not what he does. And he's been very successful by focusing on that one thing. Now, if that sounds boring to you, you should probably stop watching this video right now and think about maybe not doing a YouTube channel, because that's what you're kind of looking at. I'll give you another example. This is a gear-based channel. I tried doing a couple lessons early on. I'll throw a couple clips up there so you can see just how bad they were. And I promise you will never ever have to sit through one of these horrific instruction videos ever again. If you like this video, and I doubt you did because it was just terrible, click the thumbs up button. I realized something about myself that I kind of already knew all along, but I was just sort of desperate and feeling my way early on about what kind of videos to do. I am not a good teacher. So when you're trying to figure out what kind of content you want to make for YouTube, you have to really do an honest assessment of yourself and find out what are your strengths. Which kind of brings us to the number 2 piece, which most people say is number 1. Now you decide on your goal. What is your goal on YouTube? Forget about monetary goals or goals of fame and fortune. Think about, how are you going to add value to the guitar YouTube community? What is your goal? Do you want to teach people? Do you want to inspire people? Do you want people to watch your channel and be entertained? Do you want people to watch your channel and be uplifted? And from that initial goal is what kind of value and content you want to provide on YouTube. The second piece you want to focus in on, now what is your business goal? If you just want to make YouTube videos and have a laugh, that's a fine goal to have. And I'm here to tell you, if your content is not tight, if your content is not well produced, you're going to disappear in a sea of other really amateurish, half-assed YouTube channels that are out there already. And maybe you're okay with that, just having a laugh, goofing off. But once you set a goal, I think that's going to help you focus and be more structured in how you do things. Now let's say your goal is simply just to get a bunch of views. Get a bunch of subscribers, get a bunch of views. You don't care about sponsorships, affiliate marketing. You don't care about selling merch. You ain't got a book that you're pimping. You don't have a lesson system that's out there for people to download and buy. You just want to sort of make YouTube videos and have fun. There's not a thing wrong with that. But if you set even a modest goal of, okay, I would like to build a subscriber base, I would like to build a viewership, and I would like to just simply monetize with like Google AdSense. Now, once you've decided what your content is going to be, where your strengths lie, and what your goals are, now we get into a little bit more of a gray area that's harder to define, and we're going to talk about uniqueness. Now, no matter whatever it is you do, just like I showed you earlier, maybe you got a blazing pick and you can do all the tricks. Maybe you can do a bunch of crap like that. Again, you're not going to outplay those other guys on the internet. It's never going to happen. No matter how good you think you play, there's some guy down the road that has a YouTube channel that's going to blow you away. So since you're probably not the best guitar player on the face of the planet, or even on the face of YouTube, and maybe you don't have the most expensive, interesting gear, and maybe you don't know everything that there is to know, even about the gear that you have to work on developing your creativity and your uniqueness. What is it about you that's going to make people watch your channel? Now, you may say to yourself, people like me in real life. There's certainly no reason that they're not going to like me speaking into a lens. Of course they are. People love me. I'm a riot at parties. People always want to have me around. People at work, they think I'm hilarious. Well, let me tell you something. That often does not translate to what you put into a camera lens. You have to find out what's unique about you. Are you folksy? Are you very intellectual? Are you goofy? Are you super serious but knowledgeable? But the biggest, most single thing that you're going to find that'll help you along is to simply turn on the camera, start recording, and start making some videos. Get some ideas, put them together. You would think that making videos and then not publishing them would be a good way to improve, and it kind of would, but no matter how good you are when you start off, nobody's going to be watching your videos. It's going to be crickets. So go ahead and learn while the camera's on, publish those imperfect videos, and you'll find that it's a good time to sort of develop who you are, what your channel feel is, all those kind of things, what your voice is going to be, what the focus of the channel is going to be in that first year when nobody's watching. The stakes are low, there's no money on the table, and that is absolutely the best time to try and develop what it is you're going to do on your channel. And last but not least, in this first installment of just getting started, is you have to think about creativity. Watch other content. Don't be afraid to write down some ideas that other people have done, because you might have a totally different take on it. There's not a single idea that you could possibly have at this point that somebody already hasn't done on YouTube, and they haven't done it a million times better than you're ever going to be able to do it. But what you have to keep coming up with is just new and creative ways to maybe do the same thing with a little bit different approach. Try to find a different angle to do the same old, same old. Now, in future installments of this video, again, we're going to get into all the technical details, the lights, the camera, the action, how to dress a set, how to frame a shot, frame rates. Do you want to shoot in 1080p or you're shooting in 4K? We're going to learn about three-point lighting, multi-track audio, editing videos, mixing the videos. We'll cover the whole gamut. As always, thank you for your time. Please like and subscribe. Tell a few friends. But whatever you do, I hope to keep seeing you here week after week on GearGasms.